All right, CSL. Here we are. Everyone's been clamoring for the lottery, especially us lottery-bound bottom dwellers, which you are lucky enough to have two of them on this call today. So here we are, 2034 CSL Draft Lottery, in the midst of another crazy postseason, which I think is good to see. Um, I have myself here, John, aka MPlep7. I also have frequent GM of the year, Coach of the Year candidate, TJ, to join us, aka John's second account. So, yeah, welcome, TJ. How's it feel to be back for your biannual contribution?
I do what I can. I'm just that kind of guy, a real league first kind of guy. And, time for me to finally not get lucky in one of these things now that I clinched that last spot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll
you
we'll
are.
see how that works. But bold strategy by me this year. We'll
Yeah.
see if it works.
There was a suggestion in the league that with the advances in I probably could have an AI version of you now to do this based on scouring through previous content. So we
That'd
might
be
try that.
funny.
Yeah,
Just
we might
literally
have
have
a third
me,
AI
just
TJ.
as long as it's the same rationale and time of posting. See how that worked out.
Yeah, I'm gonna feed all the previous lottos
Oh,
into
I
an
love you
AI
too,
chat
Marcus.
GPT and we're gonna see what comes out of it. All right.
Yeah.
So no one wants to hear us talk, although I do feel like, there is a I know you're definitely paying attention to this, TJ, the playoffs. I know
Oh, of
you're
course I am.
looped into this, but
You're on the pulse, baby.
um just want to give a nod to our playoff teams. This isn't about the lottery teams. This is really what it's all about. We all want to get to this point. So we're in our top four now, conference finals. Grizz and Spurs, which I didn't see coming personally. I know you might have seen it coming because you have a lot of foresight, but
Of course I
me
do.
personally, the Spurs beating Doug's Blazers and the Grizzlies coming back and taking down the Kings was just crazy. The fans must have been going wild. Um, and then we have the Nets and the Hawks, and none of all the top teams are out. I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's good. I like to see chaos, especially when my team's not involved. So,
Especially when you or Doug don't make the finals. Always makes me happy as well.
well, you don't have to worry about me too much right now.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
So,
Like I said,
yeah,
my goal of beating you in the playoffs is already achieved. So now I'm just trying to figure out what to do next.
yeah.
It's taking me a couple years, but I'll get there.
So, what's your educated guess here? Who do you think's going to come out of the East and the West? Who do you think's going to win it all?
Well, again, seeing that Doug lost, let's go with the Spurs. That's my pick. I'm going to stick with the Spurs. Um, if you can beat Doug, you can beat anybody. That's the way I look at it. My gift to the league
So,
isn't Doug.
so you have the Spurs going all the way.
Spurs going all the way.
I think Trey Young just got hurt, which is going to be a
Well, I
little
mean,
bit challenging.
best teams overcome. You have
Hey, you
to.
like this mantra you got going on?
You like that? Well, I'm high on last night still, so we're gonna have positive vibes only today.
All right, well, let's hope
Sucks
it
Spurs got
carries into
bounced out.
tonight. He's not actually high on any optics. He's high on the Phillies win over the Dodgers last night, which I
That's
also
right.
have. So
Oh, there you go.
go
Welcome
Phils,
to
you know.
welcome to the club.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Nets are gonna come out. Sorry, Andre. I think the last time the Nets were a GM-less team and then a GM took over late in the season, they dominated like they are right now. So we have Toasty here as the Nets. Last time it was Ramkus. Um, I think Toasty's gonna take it. That Nets team is just that Adam built is just crazy good. I think the Grizz are gonna come out of the West too. But I think the Nets are gonna take them down. Aton is just a beast. But congrats to everyone who made it this far. Good luck the rest of the way. I think it's going to be Nets Grizz, and I think the Nets are going to win, but
Mm.
I've been wrong several
Well,
times
then
before.
I'll pick the
So
Spurs Hawks just to be
just to
contrarian
be
here.
here. All right.
That's right.
That means it's good luck for the Grizzlies and Nets there. But
You sure about that?
yeah. All right. Again, good luck there, but let's get to the meat and potatoes of why we're all here. This is what, like I said, us bottom feeders care about. We need something to keep us going. This is it, staring at this
I was gonna
commissioner.
say, is that you on the pulpit
I
here?
don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't know if it's blonde hair like
Gotta have
this.
a name from him at least. You've seen him how many
I
years now?
don't know what Ryan looks like. Andre doesn't look like this, but this is our this is our puppet commish that we put in place. So
Adam Gold.
you can,
How about that?
yep, you can see the lottery. I posted this yesterday. These are the current odds. Same format as always. The worst three teams have the same odds to get the top pick, and the lottery is to determine the top four picks in the draft. So always a lot of movement. I will say, TJ, as you know, this technically number one, even though it's the same odds, this number one team has always been bumped out. I've never
That's
seen
what
one
we're
pick,
going
but
for, baby.
you have had good luck, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to doubt you at this point.
If Adam Gold has anything to say about it, I'm falling
Yeah,
out here.
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's time to see where these lotto balls fall. So pick 14 right now, Pistons. Um, it's the Pistons pick. The Wizards actually own it. So we'll see. There are no protections here, so it's going to Washington no matter what. But we'll see what happens here. So pick 14 in the 2034 draft belongs to the Washington Wizards. So the pick does not move. The Pistons pick stays here. So this again, the Pistons had a nice year, but this isn't their pick. So looking at the Wizards roster, another rough year for the Wizards and Gary. A lot of trades per usual. A very young team. Their top pick they traded away actually in Riziker. So, but they have a young team here. They definitely have some pieces. I don't know how much you know about this draft class, but it's a polarizing class to say the least. There are some star potential. No one really that's the cream of the crop, it seems. But there are definitely some really good players at the top. Uh, so I'm interested to kind of see how this draft unfolds. But what do you kind of see this team needing here?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I think pretty much every year it's a polarizing draft pool. I can't remember the last one where it was like, oh, well, all these are slam dunks here, and they all panned out
Ron
that
Harper
way.
Jr. was a slam dunk. How
Well,
can you
I
say that?
mean, I mean, 1 year. I mean, back off. Um, yeah, I mean, we're seeing here is a younger team, which is good. I always like my young teams. I mean, we'll see if they can fill up, but it looks like, as usual, they no, it doesn't really have a point guard here, right? So hardest role for me to fill every year, or anyone to fill really for that regard. But I mean, I think they're in the right direction, just to having all this young players. If they can get lucky on the draft here, then I think they're in good shape. A lot of cut bait, a couple 30s, but other than that, a lot of opportunity to be had here.
Yeah, I mean they definitely need a point guard. I think they need a lot in general.
Hey, if you
Um,
start with point guard, I think everything else kind of falls in line. You can always find the front court.
there are definitely some top end point guards in this class. I just don't know um, that they're going to get one at pick 14. They're definitely not going to get one at pick
Yeah,
14. You're going to have to
no,
trade
I
it
mean
up
you
if
have to at
you're going to
least
get
be like
one.
top three to get a chance at somebody. Top three, top five. But
Yeah,
even that's shooting at a dartboard there. But I mean, with a team like this, I mean, I don't think they're one piece away, like you said. So I mean, even if they miss out on somebody this year, just get BPA on the board.
yep, yeah. I kind of think that's the path to go here. Gary still has a lot of work to do here. I don't
Well, I
know if
like
they're
a
contract
project, as we all
situations.
know. Once I get my team into contention is the time that the pitchforks and torches come out for my head, and somebody inherits a
Yeah,
winner.
yep. Yeah. So I mean, it doesn't look like they have a ton of cap coming off. They have some, so it's going to be
But I
another
mean,
rough year
being
for the
active enough
Wizards.
in trading, you can get out of some of this jam
Yeah.
here, which he is. So
They have
shouldn't
their
be a
pick.
problem.
That's always a good thing. Hold on
Yep.
to that pick, Gary. Stop trading your picks. It never works out.
Well, it's
Um,
trading away potential for a known commodity, right? That's another way to look at it.
yep. Yeah. So BPA, I think we're both pretty in line there. Interestingly enough, the Wizards did trade their pick to Sacramento, which teams still continue to fall into this trap for some reason. I just don't understand it.
Is that your pick for number one here?
Oh, I hope not, but this is usually the sweet spot right here. All right. Yeah, we'll see what the Wizards do. Gary, don't trade your pick next year. Pick BPA. Just keep chugging along. All right. Speaking of Sacramento and another team trading their picks constantly is Cleveland, trying to get out of this mid gap team range. Josh has been trying. He's been making moves every year. I feel like they're going to take that next step, but I feel like they keep kind of being stuck in this range. They don't get this pick if it does stand, but let's see where the 13th pick lands. So it's going to stick Cavaliers pick, which is getting rendered to Sacramento. Glad that didn't jump. The Kings are, I think they were the top team in the West. So, but let's just, it's always fun to see how good they are. Even though they're not really a star focused team, they definitely have players capable of it. And a few years ago, they drafted Kofi, who's just been a beast. Probably he's one of the top 3 to 5 big men in the league. They just have it. They have a ton of talent. Like they have great. Dyson Daniels was one of the top picks a couple years ago. Point guard, stud defensively. Matisse is a beast. Jalen Johnson, I really like. He's plays below his ratings in my opinion, but I do like him. He's very versatile. He's a good defender. I guess center really, if you want to look, but they drafted a center recently, and he's got really good ratings. So I'm interested why they are playing Pell so much here. But what do you see? What are your thoughts here for the Kings?
Yeah, I mean, this is unsurprisingly always a very good team, a very good franchise here. Always making moves, always getting trades that you scratch your head for, but hey, don't hate the player, hate the game here. So this team is set. I mean, like you said, center, but as I would assume he would know, I wouldn't be reaching for one. If something falls to you,
Yeah,
you can always make a move to get a center. I don't think that's a hard position to fill myself. I mean, to get a the next level center, sure, but does this team really need a star center to really take the next step? I don't think so. So I mean, I think if you can get another BPA here and then maybe work them in a deal or something that somebody else is looking at. I mean, but if they fall,
yeah,
big man falls them, obviously, but I wouldn't, have tunnel vision here and go right after a center unless they can trade up and get the guy they want. But I
yeah.
mean,
I mean,
what a great position to be in here, that's for sure.
I can see this pick being traded personally.
Yeah, they don't need it, but
They
I
have
mean,
a
again,
ton of depth.
you
Like they
gotta
don't
you gotta
need
find a buyer to your seller here too, right? You can dangle
right.
it out there, but nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. If you can get anything for it, I think that's the way to go too. But
Yeah,
man, talk
yeah,
about a stockpile of assets here, man.
yeah. I mean, they have this. They have this pick coming. I could see them moving this for a future pick, like they typically do,
Yeah,
and getting a nice
keep
higher
kicking the
lottery
can
pick out
down
of
the
that.
road, man. That's the way to do
Yeah,
it, right?
they
If you don't find
Ryan.
anything there, just see if you can get something next year. But man, oh
Yeah,
man, what a bad spot to be in for them. I pity them.
yeah. Tough, tough sledding for them, but
I believe
all
in them.
right.
I think they got,
Glad that one didn't move up at least.
yeah. Well, we got one more to go. So
Yeah. All right, so pick 12 is next. The odds right now would go to it's the Houston Rockets pick. They traded to the Bulls. Again, no protections throughout this lottery for any of the teams here. So whatever happens, happens. So pick 12, it belongs to the Bulls. So no jump for Marco. Sorry. Uh, so the Bulls were an
demand a
interesting
recount.
team. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Like I said, my team still until unless my team jumps, that's the only team that's really allowed to jump. Let's bring up these interesting Chicago Bulls. So this is a team that had made Marcos made trades, made some good additions to the team. They were supposed to be better than they were to start the year. They started off really slow. Marcos kind of went, "Hey, you know what? I'm done. This team, we're selling everything. We're rebuilding." Made a couple trades, made a couple like minor moves, and they actually started paying off, playing really well. And then they made this run and through the playoffs and did some damage in the playoffs. So interesting spot to be in with how they changed midseason. Marcos is good at getting the best out of his team. So, but what do you kind of think? What do you think the move is here at pick 12 for them?
Well, yeah, I think that you hit the nail on the head. Activity sometimes can backfire, sometimes it works out, but the problem with constantly moving is once you get, whatever position or depth chart you want, finding the right strategy and scheme to complement, right? I think that's the hardest part. So finding success late season can be could be valuable. It could be also fool's gold. So now here's a spot where do we run it back with the same team or do we try to go elsewhere?
Yeah,
They probably can, afford to play the first half of the season in a similar way and see if that late season flurry kind of is the truth here. But I see some value in the backcourt here. And then it seems like front court's not doesn't look too bad to me. So I mean, I think you stay in the backcourt. Shout out to Archdiacono down there. Appreciate you calling
yeah,
that
he's
out.
your boy. Yeah,
Yep. Um, Other than that, I mean, plug and play. Tough to get that backcourt position this late in the draft. There
yeah,
could be like a guard, two guards, something like that there. Um, but I think he just stays backcourt here.
yeah. I mean, I'm interesting. It's interesting to see their defensive stats here. They gave up more points than they typically do, so
Yeah.
they might Marcos might end up going defense here, which I can see.
Well, that's
Um,
also probably the easiest, you know, character to draft. I mean,
yeah,
defense is important, but usually those like offensive studs and very good all around players are the ones that go first. But you can draft, you can get defense anywhere. I think.
yeah. And I could see. I mean, point guard, I could see them going for. And if like a player like Tagashi, who's an older rookie at 28, he's super pint sized at 5'5", 148, but he might be a nice little boost of energy to add to this team and just dishing it to this front court. I think there could be
Do you think he
some
fits the
value there.
timeline though, or do you think he's a little too
I
late in
mean, I
the game?
think these players, he kind of fits in line with some of these players. Depends what Marcus wants to do. If he's wants to try to continue to add on and get, you know, advance on his record this year, or if he thinks it is time to kind of do a reset. So, but I could see a player like that fall, and he's really
Sure.
looks really good. But he's older, so he's gonna fall a little
Well,
bit.
yeah, I
He's
love
still a
those
lottery player.
guys. If you have that team that can compete for it now,
Yeah.
then you kind of blessed because those guys tend to fall as those people high in the draft are usually going rebuild. So
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. Again, not probably a little disappointing, but again, you're at slot 12, so there's only so much you can hope for out of these picks. But not bad for them, considering the momentum they built up throughout the year. All right, moving on, starting to really get down to it. So pick 11 is next. Again, the odds right now would go to the Timberwolves as it's slated. Um, so let's see what happens. And it sticks with the Timberwolves. No movement yet.
hmm.
Not unexpected that at this point in the lottery. Again, I feel like this is where a lot of the action starts to pick up. Um, but yeah, so the Timberwolves are a team that is not long removed from being a championship team. Obviously, they made some big trades and traded players like Ben Simmons, who brought them, the championship. So a lot of changes made here to the team. They look a lot different than they used to look. They're still Bol they have. He might be one of the only ones still left over from that core. It looks like that won the championship. But interesting roster. They had a really rough year. Defensively, they really struggled. Offensively, they still were pretty good. But what do you see a team like the Timberwolves doing here?
Yeah, I mean they're a pretty decent blend of age here. You got some mid 26, little couple younger guys. Like you said, I think Bol is their guy. 28 now. Multiple ways you can go about it. Being a year removed from a title contender, do you think you can build in Bol's timeline, or do you think it's past competing now and it's time to cut shop and get some return for him?
He's only 28. I mean, they have options. They can definitely move him. It's not like
What's his
he's on him.
what's his contract look like here? Mhm.
He's
No,
he's
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 good.
locked
He's
in
locked up for a while.
through his prime.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if how many pieces they're away from getting back to,
I mean, they
that
have a ton of
competitive.
contracts, solid like mid-range contracts coming off the board.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's my bread and butter. It's my favorite thing to do. So I mean, like, to me, it looks like just looking at the depth chart, they could use a little bit of front court help around them, which
Yeah,
I think is probably the easiest spot to be in as far as the draft's concerned. With that being said, I mean, I think they could potentially get someone to really help out here, and then maybe make one free agent move or make a deal to shore up the other position. But
yeah.
um, I don't. I mean, I think they can go for it. Just depends on how aggressive you want to be. And if you go for it too hard here, you might be in a rut in a couple seasons. But that's the fun of it. Either going for it or calling it a day and cutting bait. But you know, I think they're in a
Everyone
good
better make
spot.
sure they're saving these quotes. These are quotes to live
Yeah, I
life
mean,
by.
that's right. That's what I'm here
Um,
for, the Zen Master.
yeah, I mean, I think if I'm being honest, I think they're a ways away from actually getting back to where they were. I think it's going to be some time before they actually are
Yeah, it's hard to
competitive
lose
again.
Simmons and expect to stay in that competitive realm, but
Which I think Alex expected that. I think he knew. He doesn't have his pick next year though, which is unfortunate.
well, that's why I say, I mean, do you start to look for suitors for Bol and then really get back on that rebuild train sooner rather than later?
Yeah,
Um,
if I'm them, I'm seeking out their pick and I'm trying to get my pick back and then just hitting the reset button. I think they're closer to a rebuild than they are to actually retool and compete. So um, I do like MJ Walker, very solid player, longtime Rocket. I like Bull. I don't really like any of their other starters.
well, it's tough because if you reveal your hand and you say, hey, I'm looking for suitors, then that obviously is going to devalue the guy, and you might not get as much a return. So
Yeah,
Um, you can, I mean, maybe just kind of play it out, see if you get any bites, and you can make a move that way. Um, it's
yeah,
it's a tough position to be in when you're kind of like mid tier with like a star or something, and you're coming out of your team's prime. But we'll
yeah.
see.
They're at a crossroads, as they say.
It's fun to compete, but it's also if you want to be a long term thing, you gotta cut ties at some point.
Yeah, agreed. We'll see. Some decisions ahead for the T Wolves. All right, so we're going to the top 10. Odds go to the Celtics per the draft lottery odds. We'll see where it lands. Sticks with the Celtics.
Oh,
So
fuck.
Celtics do have a new GM. Tulo too legit to quit. Comes from the
Great name.
CS, comes from some of the other football leagues, but CSFL, um, our sister football league. So yeah, so the Celtics are, I'd say they have some similarities to the Timberwolves, but they own all their picks, which is nice. And why are we not going? There we go. Really focused on those T Wolves. Um, the Celtics have had the same team in place for so long. Like these names have all been on the Celtics outside of like some of the rookies like Vin Baker Jr., who I actually really like. Um, have been on this team for so long, it's actually crazy. But they are an aged roster.
Yep.
Yeah, Fox has been their star. I feel like he's been in the league for 15 years. He's still only 31, but he's going to be taking that turn to 32 in the upcoming season. Wigington's really solid, starting to reach his 30s. Keldon Johnson, sorry, late 20s. Miles Bridges, very good. Like they have a lot of really solid players. So if they wanted to, they have a lot of options. But what do you kind of see the move being here?
Well, like you said, you got new blood as a GM here, and new to the league, new to strategies and all that kind of stuff. I mean, personally, if it were me, if you have talent, known commodity right now, and it's hard to get a feel around the league and who's willing to trade and all. But maybe it's time to kind of just go into a full rebuild and kind of work fresh from the bottom, learn about the league, get some picks back, see if you can build a team and a strategy while you go here. Or the other option is to, learn about strategy this year, play around with a team that, still can compete, see what works for you, and then maybe strategize from there on out. But like you said, they have good talent right now, but is that, especially because they're not really competing right now, is the strategy to try to compete and figure it out, or to sell, cut ties, and see if you can't build for the future? I like the
Yeah.
latter, but if they can play around with the team next year just to learn what strategies work for you, and then learn how to, and then figure out how to build a team around that, then it's probably the ideal way to go. But like I said, you got to find a buyer or seller. So if no one's buying, then it's hard to sell.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the new GM did post an article, and there's been some discussion on what they're going to do. It seems like it's kind of they're going to kind of play it by ear and kind of see like what comes at them, which I think is the right way
That's
to go
that's
about it.
the way
Don't
to
force
go,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
don't force it.
if you try to go out there and be a salesman, I think you're just devaluing your player, and you're not going to get the return that
Yeah,
you want. So,
and
like you said here,
don't trade
having
your
all their
first.
picks are huge.
Yeah, don't
You
trade
know,
those first, please.
yeah.
We'll
keep
approach you.
keep all your firsts.
Please pick your first. It's such a bad mistake that teams make when they're not sure of their path. So
Yeah, especially if you're not sure. Especially like if you don't have experience with this league, with this simulation app. I would definitely hold on to things and sell if anything. I wouldn't buy if you don't know your strategy at this point. But
yeah, and they do have some contracts coming off. They're gonna have to make a decision. Scal, I'm guessing, will probably walk, but Kendall Johnson, Wigington are still two solid contributors. So some some decisions to be made there. De'Aaron Fox, 21 million team option too. Maybe he's coming off the book. So I mean that could jumpstart. They have enough contracts to jumpstart a nice little rebuild if they really wanted to.
and if they can, like I said, if they can unload, get anything for them, maybe the trade
Yeah,
deadline, like some competitors looking for an upgrade, it's
yeah.
probably the way to go.
So not a bad spot.
No, not at all. I think this one involves a little more activity than it does for being in a position with potential assets going in the future.
Yeah.
A lot of potential for a boom here.
Yep. Good place to be in, especially for a new GM to come into. It's a nice, safe landing zone. A lot of options, but you can't. There's no real wrong path, as long as you're not trading your first round picks, in my opinion. But all right, pick 9. This is my pick. Let's hope it's not the Thunder. Let's keep that Phil's luck going. It's still the Thunder.
Hmm.
That's all right. It's deserved. So pick 9 here. No commish privilege here, per usual, but I wouldn't expect it any other way.
Gotta talk to that Adam Gold, man. You gotta send him some more dough his way.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something. But um, so yeah, this is my team. I really like my team. I think it's really deep. It's really young. Um, a lot of flexibility with some contracts here. We're gonna have a lot of cap room again. And I love my rookie Ron Harper Jr. I think he was the best player in the draft. Love that he fell to third. Thank you for taking Matumbo, even though I think he's a solid player as well. Um, but I love me some Ron Harper Jr. So pretty pumped about what we're gonna do. I ran out the D squad for the last game of the season to see what they did, but I am definitely in a BPA stage still. I do think next year we're we're making the playoffs personally. I'm going to make that prediction right now. We had some injuries and we were closer this year than I expected. Defensively, god awful. So I need to make some changes there. But I like talent all throughout the roster. Need some point guard depth, shooting guard, and small forward. I feel pretty good about. Maybe some front court depth as well, but I'm gonna just kind of see what falls to me here at 9 at this point. So, um, yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's a good
This
position to be
stud,
in where
man.
you just don't worry about anything. Just take your BPA and take your medicine. But more importantly, your contract situation looks like it's in a really good spot. So um, always valuable to not be in contract hell. So yeah, I'm seeing nothing here to worry about contract wise. So choice is yours, man. I mean, I'm sure you're happy to be in this phase as far as sandboxing, and depends on how far or how quickly you want your timeline to be to competing. But If I were you, I'm just sticking the course and seeing what presents itself to you.
Yeah, that's kind of. I'm just gonna sit back, see how the draft unfolds, and work from
Yeah,
there.
there's no
So,
pressure on you to make a home run pick here, this position. So you take BPA. If he busts, he busts. But you
right.
definitely
Right.
have yourself a roster that has a lot of upside for the future. So would
Yeah, I
not be
trust the
worrying.
dog.
Yeah, would not be worrying about. Would not be focusing on one position either. Just BPA and call it a day.
My pick situation look like?
You could put
That's
that
a
on a
lot of
T-shirt
picks.
for me too. How's that sound?
A lot of picks. Most of these seconds aren't mine. They're forfeited, but
Yeah, but I mean,
more
look,
first round picks than I
you got
expected.
basically 2 pages worth of picks here. I
Yeah,
really, I really feel bad for you.
yeah. I'm feeling pretty okay with this. How this rebuild went. It's time to jack it up and start taking down teams like the Knicks.
Hmm.
So it
And the
shouldn't be
Pacers.
very hard.
Yeah.
Pacers definitely won't be hard. All right. Moving on, pick 8 here. So again, this is really the hot spot of these. I feel like these 4 picks here are the ones that make the most movement. Again, makes sense. They're kind of in that zone. Um, so I guess we'll see what happens. I'm hoping this pick doesn't move. I hope to see the Sacramento Kings logo here. It's the Wizards pick, owned by the Kings. Again, Gary traded to the Kings. He keeps thinking this is the year it's going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, stop doing it, Gary, unless you're trading them to me. Um, so here we go.
For his
Kings, come
bets.
on. There we
Oh
go. That's
wow!
good. That's good for the league.
It's a
I'm
first
digging
time
it.
for everything, huh?
Yeah, they have enough talent. They don't need another top end player. All right. So far, no movement. I think this is the longest we've ever gone without movement in the draft. Now we already looked at the Kings. I don't think we need to spend too much time. They have 2 lottery picks. Getting an
Yeah,
eighth
we're
pick,
we're over them. Enough
getting the
enough
13th pick. I feel bad they got bounced by
praise to.
Grizzlies. Not too bad about it. Ryan will come back even stronger. Get a really good player at 8. They always draft super well. Like probably if you look historically throughout the league, the Kings are probably one of the top drafters in the league. I don't understand it, but Ryan has some system down where he has some inside scout that maybe we need to investigate something there. Some scout leaks that are happening. Um, but no, he always drafts really well. So I have no doubt he's going to do the same here. I see him probably moving one of these picks. Maybe he moves both. Maybe
Both,
both
yeah.
the
Let's even
future
get
pick.
something.
So
Unless there's something that really falls to him. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see.
hopefully not. I want it to fall to me. So I wouldn't be.
Well,
I'd be happy for him to move this pick.
yeah, if he
I don't
trades
really
it
like
out,
that
then
he's
that
ahead of me.
helps you a little bit more, right?
I
Or
don't
maybe
like
you
that
could
he's ahead of
trade
me.
up. How about that? Maybe just jump him.
Let's get out of here.
Got enough picks?
All right, moving on. Pick 7. Clips are slated for it if there's no movement, but here we go. And
Wow, still
still
chalk.
no movement. Wow, this is a very boring draft lottery.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
Good for you. This is actually great news for you.
I know.
You are incredibly lucky at the lottery, which is probably the reason why you keep coming back to
Well, it's the
this.
payoff. It's exactly right, man. That's why I
Yeah,
come back and do this. I talk Adam Golden to help me out
doesn't
here a little
work for
bit.
me for some reason, but it works for you.
Yeah, guess
Um,
the commissioner likes more.
Clippers. So they're still in the middle of a rebuild for sure. Very young. They've had some really top end picks. So again, I'm not too sad about them missing out on getting a jump here. Jalen Williams was the top pick. Jeremy Sochan is just a beast all around. Like his ratings are crazy. Inefficient player, but he reminds me of Harper Jr., just a little bit more inefficient, um, and not as cool personally. But um,
Somebody likes Harper Jr.
yeah, he's the future top player in the league. Um, but I do like their general makeup. They drafted last year their rookie, Nikola Topic, who I think is a stud in the making. Didn't get a boost, didn't have like a great camp, but we've seen in DDS that players will come along slowly and still get to their or get close to their potential, which I think is good for them. Jalen Williams is, in my opinion, he's like the best glue guy in the league. Like he's not even at his potential yet. He's getting there, but he's not even there. But he's super efficient. Um, just like a great player to have on your team, like no nonsense plus player. Um, yeah, I don't know. How do you see this team kind of swinging it this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're kind of in the same boat where it's just whatever falls to them here. I mean, you're still kind of outside those star picks here. So, but they're not in a bad situation where they desperately need someone right now in their timeline. I don't think they're ready to go right now, but I think they're definitely in the right direction. Like a couple good picks in the past here, so they can just stay the course and grab whatever falls to them. I mean, there's not a lot of teams at this point, I think, in the lottery that's going to have this desperate need to get any one position to take such a massive jump to need to trade up or anything like that. So, yeah, but I think just looking at it, I think they're more backcourt needy here.
You can say
So,
backcourt. It's okay.
yeah, I mean, but I don't think there's any one need at this particular time that they need to reach for. So,
Yeah.
say the course and just pick whoever falls to them. Really.
Yeah, I think it's they still have a couple seasons till they start probably making their ascent up the power rankings here.
Yeah,
But
cap's not too bad either. So I think
no, they're in really good shape with their contracts. They're gonna have Wendell Carter come off the
Yep,
books this
that'll be
year.
a
So
big one.
yeah, so they're gonna have plenty of space. They need to get this rookie option for Nikola Topic before they lose him. But yeah, I think they're in a good spot. Don't feel bad about them not moving up. I
Nope.
think they'll be in this position probably for another couple seasons, and they'll start to kind of make their move. So
Yeah, just don't get too desperate. I think.
yep. All right, next pick is the Magic pick that's owned by New Orleans. So another team. Willie just keeps trading these top picks. Like I will never
Again,
understand
well, I
this.
mean, the other idea is that you're trading a potential for a known commodity, right?
A bird in the
Maybe
hand is worth two in the
that's
bush, you're
that's
saying?
exactly what they say. That's your words,
Well, I
not
will
mine.
say this bird did not pan out, but they traded for Wemby, traded like so many first round picks for it. Great move for Tim. Um, Still don't get it, but anyway, we don't even know where this pick's at. Pick 6, slated to stay with New Orleans if we're sticking with the chalk results to date. We are not, so we've had our first jump.
Ooh,
Tim has always said he's never jumped in a lottery. Tim, I can tell you right now, you have definitely jumped into the top 4. Where you land, we'll see. But there has been a jump. So the Suns, who I feel like keep getting bad lottery luck, in addition to the Clippers, and have fallen out of the top 3. They are 6, so that is almost as big of a drop as you get. The most you could drop is 4 slots. They dropped 3, so not great for the Suns, but still in the top 6. Not terrible for where you can kind of end up. So let's see where the Suns are here. Yeah, I mean they have some solid players. They have Cunningham, who was a top pick a few years ago. They have Chet, who was a top pick, who still has room to grow. Um, who was their pick last year? I feel like they have more than this, but maybe I'm not remember. Cam Thomas is solid. I guess they didn't have a pick last year. Maybe they traded it. Yeah, so they need talent. Bottom line, they're a terrible team, terrible defensively, terrible offensively. They just need an injection of
check
talent.
all the boxes.
Yeah. What are
But
you?
the
What are
cap's
your
the cap's
thoughts?
not bad though. I mean, that's if you find yourself in the situation you only have those
Yeah.
2 big contracts. Once they lose those 2, I mean, I don't think that this is a hopeless cause. I think they have some talent, but at this point, if they can just acquire more, right? So again, I don't think it's it sucks that you fell, but I don't think this is another team that's like one position away though either, right? So
No, definitely not.
obviously it's nice to get the point guard, but sometimes they got Cade playing what like a 2 here.
Yeah, he can
So
play a few different positions, but I
so
mean
that
they've had him at point guard. They've had him kind of moved him around. So
yeah, because I mean if they can find that's the nice part about having a guy like that. You can plug him in many positions depending on what falls to you. So um, I don't know if there'll be a guy that puts him over the top that falls to this position, but um, I think having guys like I said that are very flexible, it's kind of nice to have. So you can plug and play wherever you find some talent in the stock here.
yeah, and I mean I think it's 6 they're gonna get. There are definitely 6. Again, there's no real. I don't know that there's really a top end talent. Maybe there's
Mm.
like Castle's like a really good point guard. I don't think he's going to fall to 6 personally. If they get him, that would be, I think, a great pick for them. But I think they're going to get a really good player at 6. I think they need to be really smart about it. But again, they're 2 years away from maybe starting to really improve,
Compete.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. So I hope they have all their picks. They do, and they have the Bucks pick 2 years from now. So they're doing the right thing. It's going to be a slow build for them. They just need an injection of talent. They have
Yep.
good cap flexibility. So they're in the right spot that you want to be for a rebuilding team. But don't expect them to compete anytime soon. So slightly unfortunate for the Suns to make that drop, but it happens.
We
What are you
must press on.
Yep. All right, so pick 5. So we know it's not going to be this pick. So technically, it could be the Lakers pick. So the Lakers were the top pick last year. So we will see. Oh, look at
Ouch.
you!
Ouch. Wow.
Oh man,
There's a lot
that
of
stinks. So that's the biggest
happiness in that
drop.
laugh right there.
That's the biggest drop a team could take.
Yeah, that's good. Always a good start.
Oh man, that
Try
sucks.
not to act too excited over there.
Sorry. I feel like you always get lucky in these lotteries. It's about
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Well, you got what you wanted, right? So.
I mean, it's not like I asked for it, but it's
Hey,
somewhat
yeah,
amusing.
you asked Adam Gold for it, probably, but.
Yeah. So you were the worst team in the league by a
Oh yeah,
whole
brother.
whole game. The Warriors gave you a run for their money, but
Well, you see what that turned out.
yeah, again, I don't feel too bad for you. You have had so many top picks. Pick
Yeah,
6
no, I agree
isn't
with
as
that.
good as I would expect, but you have Jalen Suggs, who's probably one of my top 3 point guard. In my opinion, if I could trade for a point guard, I would want Jalen Suggs. So if you want to trade him, I'm here with open arms. Um, Ryan Mutombo was a stud. He needs to work on his efficiency for sure, but he's a cornerstone at center, the perfect type of center, in my opinion, a defensive one, 3.1 blocks per game. Crazy. Amen Thompson was a great pickup. I think he might have even gotten a boost if I remember, but I think he's going to be a really good player for you. Denny's a beast. Springer, beast. Mathurin, like glue guy, beast. Even Kihei Clark, who I think you got him in a trade. He's really good. You have really good pieces here. They're just super young.
Yep,
Um,
and that's what I'm happy about. I mean, there's really nothing. I'm pretty happy with the way my team is going, because especially the cap status. Look at that status; it looks so nice.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I no big needs here. I'm just gonna see what falls to me and call it a day. I mean, like you said, I've gotten plenty of luck in these lotteries, and it's showing here. So, I mean,
yeah. I think
I'm not too concerned, and frankly, it's good for the league that if I'm not getting all the picks all the time. So.
I mean, I think the thing that helps you is there's no top. Like in my
Yeah.
opinion, there's no player in this draft that's like this is the number one overall pick. Uh,
Mhm.
so I think still at 5, something's going to fall to you in your lap. I feel like that
Well,
you.
just find anything. Like I said, there's nothing really. I mean, I might need to get another Villanova guy. Eric Pascal's probably just not enough.
Yeah.
You need that guy to really, really bring up the camaraderie, the morale of the team. So we'll take a look at that.
Yeah. I mean, I do think you're typically drafting pretty high. This is pick 5, so
Yeah.
it doesn't take as much to whiff.
Yeah. Well,
You're
I
gonna have
mean,
to
well,
really
it's not
rely on your
really
scouts here, which
whiffing
I
so
don't.
much as his opportunity for a boom, right? So,
Yeah.
I'm not really too concerned. Does it suck? Sure, but I'll survive. I like
Have
where
you
my, of
been putting those scouts to work this year? I feel like they've
course I
been.
have.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Might
No
have to
doubt.
investigate you too, but um, yeah, pick 5's not a bad place to be.
Out
Ton
Doug.
of cap, ton of cap room. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this
no
is
one's
this
gonna
is where I
shed a
want to
tear
be.
for you here.
No, and nor do I expect it. But sail
All
our
right.
way.
Top 4. So there have been 2 movers for sure. New Orleans, who owns the Magic pick, and the Lakers also move again. 4 teams left: the Warriors, Raptors, Lakers, and Magic. So here we go. Top 4. This is what the lottery's all about. Determines the top 4. So we're going to see who the 4th pick is. It belongs to the Raptors. So, or
Mm.
sorry, yeah, the Raptors
Actually,
again.
the Dinos,
The
according to that,
Dinos. Yeah,
please. Thank
sorry, it
you,
threw me
Dinos.
off seeing that. So they don't move. I think that's you can't really ask much more than that. As you don't move. That's you want
I
obviously
would
to
have
move
loved to
up.
not move. That would have been
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, not moving is the best of the worst case. So no movement here for the Raptors. I mean, they're another team, in my opinion, who has been kind of stuck in mediocrity for so long. Um, they have their picks. Great to see that. Um, but this is a team, in my opinion, that lacks an identity, lacks a star,
Yeah, I
lacks.
agree. It's just there's a lot of contracts here too. Doesn't show that they have that guy.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, they have some talent, but like you said, I don't think it's like a cohesive strategy here. I think it's just kind of stuff everywhere, a lot of scoring on the board, but when you're giving up that many points a game, not very helpful.
yeah, yeah. I just think they need all the help they can get, in my opinion. They're truly BPA, and they need
Yep.
BPA, and then you just kind of build from that.
Yeah, I think it's a team that needs to be active as far as making some deals to kind of move some stuff around and build an identity. I mean, it's good, like you said, that they have their picks and all, but
Yeah,
I think to really kind of get out of this rut here, they might have to be a little aggressive out there.
yeah.
Definitely need a point guard, but
I
I
mean,
don't think it's their
they need
biggest
everything.
need as far well, exactly, right? So
They need. I mean, Snail Magic, as he's called, is a scoring beast. But if he's your centerpiece, you're not going to get many wins out of here.
mhm.
Um, Defensively inept, offensively not. Can rebound like solid player. You don't want to build around him. You don't even want him starting, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. I've had him on the team in my teams in the past. Very good contributor, stat inflator, not value adder, in my opinion. But
You
all
can
right.
find those players anywhere.
Yeah, they're a dime a dozen, as they say, right? If we're sticking with the puns.
Oh, look at you. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
All right, top three. This is where all the bread is buttered. Um, Warriors, Lakers, New Orleans.
What kind
Who
of
gets
bread are we
the
talking
third
about
pick?
here?
Maybe some nice sourdough.
I was just thinking sourdough. Look at you.
Yeah, yep,
Good
I knew
call.
it.
All right, who do you think? Well, thanks. You
Lakers.
ruined
So
the
the
whole thing.
Warriors will do no worse than sticking their ground. I guess someone could call that commish priv admin privilege, whatever here. But um, all right, so we have the Lakers. So did they jump? I think pretty sure they jumped to the top pick last year. They got Alex Sarr, who looks to be a very solid player. They picked this right ahead of you last year in the draft. They have my old player Emmanuel Quickly, who I like a lot. It's hard to trade him. I think he's a very solid player. Mojave King, who came from Detroit. Anthony Black, solid. Yeah, I think they have some solid pieces here. What are your thoughts on this roster and what they need?
Yeah, I think they have some solid pieces, but so you got some aging vets here too, right? So depends on if they want to, blow it up and really get rid of all of those pieces, or if they want to just kind of stay the course and Phil Booth. Well, there's no Villanova, little lifeblood there. Yeah, I mean, I think they have pieces, but I think they also have pieces to unload too. Um, Cap's not terrible shape, but a couple of contracts, like I said, they could probably get rid of here, and depends on what they want for their timeline too, right? So what's quickly is only 24. That's not bad.
Yeah, Quickly's young. He just got extended last year. They could dump 21 million. They're gonna actually be in somewhat decent cap space.
They'll have some decisions to make, though. I mean, you're getting
Only Jalen Duran, who's at least I don't think he's gonna fetch a huge contract here, but they're gonna dump Wagner. They're
yep,
gonna dump your boy Phil Booth.
yeah, impossible. Well, just give them to me. I'll take them.
Yeah, Chris Chioza, they'll probably let walk. So they will have. I mean, that's clearing up like 27 million. So they'll have around 13 million to, I guess after rookies, maybe not, but they'll have around probably 10 to 13 million to play around with in free agency if they really want to try to do something. Um,
Maintain, maintain and draft. I think when you
yeah,
get to this point where you're just losing and getting around that cap status, you can probably just because they definitely have a core here.
yeah, I
Um,
like this. This team is in pretty. They have a good foundation.
yep.
The Raptors, no offense, no foundation. This
I
is
think
a
you're being
team that
offensive right now.
I might be. Nothing personal, but there's no foundation there. This is a team that has a clear foundation. They have a path. I like the way they're trending. Just kind of continue that path. Don't stray from it, and eventually you'll be in that like Detroit. You'll start making those moves. Like Detroit did the same thing, and they're not there yet. They're still struggling because they're young and they still need to get some of the right pieces in place, but they're moving in the right direction and they still have that flexibility.
They
So that's
stole their
kind of
picks too. Look at that.
yeah,
Your favorite.
yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of what that's like the model, in my opinion, of what you should be doing to build. Um, so I think they're right behind them, in my opinion, and maybe not next year, but I think the following year they really could actually start to be in that playoff fold and start really making some noise.
Well,
So you never know
they
what
could
happens.
accelerate too. Like they could, if they can
Yeah,
unload some of their older pieces, they could really accelerate. But depends on
for
how
sure.
aggressive they want to be.
Yep, for sure. So all right, so we
Number
know
two.
we know the third, and now the moment of truth. Who
Who do
gets
you
the
like? What are you thinking here?
coveted top pick? I'd like to see Tim again. He said he never had a top pick. I'd like to see Tim get the top
Well, he's
pick.
got a top pick right now. Not
He's got a
the
top pick.
top, not a guaranteed the
The
top
top
pick, but
pick.
he's got a
Yeah.
top pick right now.
And it would also just be like every time Willie moves his pick, like 90% of the time always becomes the
I
top
mean,
pick. It's
there's a
like, I
reason
just want
why he's
to
the
like,
Magic, right? I
please
mean,
stop moving your
it's the
damn
magic. It's the magic
picks.
pick by definition, right?
I
So,
just don't get it unless you are like, and how many? I forget how many picks he traded. He traded at least two of his picks for this
oh boy, here
for
we go.
Wemby, who is not the Wemby in the NBA. But regardless, I've said too much. All right, here we go. Without further ado, top picks. So
Oh,
I was right. Look at that. So the Warriors stick at
and
two,
there it is.
and Tim has made the ultimate jump
There you
from
go. Is that
six
is that
to
jumping high
one.
enough? You think?
Yeah, I don't ever want to hear him say, I never jump in the lottery. I never want to hear him say that again. I'm going to throw this in his face if he ever does.
Just take a screenshot of this for posterity here.
I will. I will. Um, so before we get into all the congratulations for New Orleans, but also for Golden State, I mean, to stay at two is no small feat, as you have learned from being the number one team, which always drops. Being the worst team, I'm just going to tell you guys out
Yeah.
there, being
Well,
the worst team has never worked out. Stop super tanking. Just do a mid tank. That's the way to go. Anyway, that's my public service announcement. Warriors at pick two. Man, this is a rough roster. Ryan, this team straight up stinks. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'd never even heard of this dude. Is he a rookie? Wow, he was a second round pick a year ago.
I mean, that's
I'm
probably
gonna
a
look at
great
this
jersey to
dude's
have. I
ratings.
mean, it's probably
Yeah, this
shoulder to
dude is
shoulder.
probably stoked that he is a starter in the CSL right now. He probably never thought this day would come. It's probably not going to be long lived, but hey, man, more power to you. We need to get you a nickname. Um, yeah, this team is rough. Jameer Nelson Jr. is probably the only saving grace on this
Where did he
team.
go to school? Is he a St. Joe's guy too?
Gotta be.
TCU.
TCU.
Hmm.
Sell out.
Yeah, seriously.
Um, yeah, this team. They have
I feel
younger
like this is
guys.
like a Philadelphia team here. You have Jameer Nelson Jr., you have Sharif O'Neal. I mean, you got all
Yeah,
the names of not the real name. I got Mikal Bridges. So and
there you
Bronny
go.
James. Look at these names and Bronny James.
Yeah, it's the
Holy
sons
moly.
of it's the
The
sons
Suns.
of team.
It's a strat. It's a
It's
strat.
pretty funny.
Well,
Um,
Phillies were the brothers of the good players.
yeah. Yeah, I mean the only one who looks decent is Jameer Nelson Jr. Bronny looks like straight trash. I would cut him on the spot. He's not reaching that potential in my opinion. Um, Sharif, I hated him in his scouts coming out last year, but great inside game. He just can't do wow. His potential is
Oof.
actually he's going to get worse. How is that
Less than his
possible?
overall.
Yeah,
That
I've
is
never
great.
seen this actually. That he's actually he's going to get worse over time. Maybe
But
we
how
need to
quick
look
is that
into that.
timeline? I mean,
Yeah, that is. I've
it's kind of
never
funny. I don't
seen the
think I've seen that
potential
before either.
go down. That's
They
what
really
I
think high
expect
of
from
him
the
in this
scouts that
game,
he
huh?
had. Oh, man. Yeah, he was terrible. I hated him coming out. I didn't think he was going to get drafted, but Yeah, this team is another one that's just straight garbage. Like Dedrick Lawson's cleaning up because he has just straight trash around him. Nadir Heafy is their second or third, yeah, second leading scorer, third leading scorer. Like the fact that this team actually did better than your team is an embarrassment to your team. I'm just going to tell you right
Hey
now.
man, well, it's unfortunate that my strat didn't work this year, and I got the worst. Yeah, it just goes to show you, it never
It
pays
was all
off in the
those
long.
daily tinkering, all those depth
Well,
charts
yeah,
recently.
you
You're
play
tinkering
around
too
with it too
much.
much. That's what
Yeah,
happens. You just got to be patient, right?
yeah,
There's the.
and you're definitely very
I'm not
impatient.
patient. I'm not a
Yeah,
patient person.
yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, so Golden State, good luck here, Ryan. You have your work cut out for you. You have your picks, which is great. You're going to need them because I feel like you're 2 years away from being 2 years away. I think
Mm.
that's epitome of this
There's
roster.
another. There's another
Yeah, you got
Johnism
to
there.
put that in your.
Put it in the book. Put on a
Yep.
T-shirt.
Yeah, this is a bad team. That's all I could say about it. Is this is a bad team. Hopefully they still have some bad. The contract situation's not ideal either, but they're going to lose this 21 million Jalen. Oh, there you go, Jalen
It's
Adams.
not. It's
He's the
not
next
that
basic.
bad. I mean, was it a team option down there too? Yeah, there's
Yeah,
9
some
million
team
team
options will
option, and
drop. This Dedrick
that one.
Lawson
Yeah, that one's
contract's a
kind of
killer.
tough.
Isaiah Stewart, I don't know
Yeah,
why
it's not great either.
that's a bad one, but yeah, I mean they'll have flexibility this year, but you want to shed all. They need to just shed everything and
Yep.
just
Just
start from
sell, sell,
scratch.
sell.
Yep, get some 1 year deals, trade them for stuff mid-year to some contenders, do stuff like you used to do.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm always buy
Exactly.
every time.
Yeah.
Big time
All
buy.
right, that's the Warriors. Let's look at the winners here, the big winners who
Big jump.
actually were a good team this year. So getting the top pick on
Yeah.
top of that is
Winning
actually
record.
like that's huge. Like that's like a Kings like
Oh
move
yeah.
here.
Well, I mean that's really a way of solidifying yourself as a annual contender here, right?
Yeah. So Tim, I don't typically like his trades. This trade was a out of the park. Like you like I can't even believe this trade was offered to him. Um, but he has the Magic picks next 2 years. He doesn't have his
Hmm.
pick next year. But he's headed in the right direction. So I think that's
Having
okay
two
for a team
Magic
like him.
picks though is very
Two
valuable.
Magic picks, that's two number one
They're
picks
literally
essentially.
magic.
Yeah. Like I can't imagine the Magic are going to be that much better next year, unless Willie completely changes a lot. Um, but I like this team. I like Triple J here. I've always liked him. Really great center, one of the top centers in the league. Poku is a beast. He plays below his ratings. He's another one who has great ratings. Tatum, you can't go wrong. How old is Tatum now? 30, so he'll be 31. So this is their window. That's the thing about
Yep.
the Pelicans is they're in their window right now to compete. So they need to add someone. I can probably say they're going to add Castle. Guard.
I was
That's
just gonna say, I
really
think this is
probably a
pretty
lot.
obvious what position that they're looking at here, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'd say lock that in.
yeah. So I
That's
mean,
the pick.
great position to be in as far as if you need one position. Well, you got the number one overall pick, so choice is yours and yours alone.
Yeah.
But I think,
So
yeah, I think this lineup screams point guard.
yeah, I
So
would say they're in a
whether or
really
not
good
there's,
spot. They'll
yeah, I
get
mean, having a rookie run with this contract lineup here too is nice. You get some affordability and a guy that could potentially boom right away, especially in
yeah,
this lineup.
yeah. This team is it's in a really good place. Again, I'm not usually a fan of the way Tim constructs a team. I feel like they haven't ended up too well the last several years, but I actually do like this team he put together, and he got
Yeah,
some
this
lottery
is a
luck
very
here.
good team. I think this is a very
Yeah,
good team, and again, I wonder if it actually affects anything, but if you have that rookie fall into a spot like this, especially as a point guard, I mean, I think it's just gonna make him look so much better. I mean, he's just
yeah,
gonna flourish in a roster like this.
yeah. I really like this team. I think they're going places, as they
Yep,
say.
yep.
I
Another
like their
another
depth
big
too.
one. You got a lot of phrases
Yeah,
today.
you inspired me.
Oh,
I like
thanks.
this. I like their depth too. This is yeah. I actually really do like this
Yeah,
roster.
well,
Based on
again, I mean,
everything.
I don't think it's a position where they really need any one position. I think the roster is pretty much set. I mean,
I think they need a point guard personally, but
well, I mean, you'd hope to think that they're gonna solve it right here and now, right? So
Yeah,
if
I
they
mean, they
get
just
that,
traded Scotty last year, but I don't actually like him that much. I think he's a bench player at best. So this
but
helps them.
again, if he is a bench player, I think he's a decent rotation, right? So I mean,
Yeah,
if they can get that point guard this year, I think his roster's set for a while.
yeah, I actually do like. They got lucky here.
Well, they had the magic pick. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, there are reports coming out of Indianapolis that they are flying banners over the stadium asking for your immediate termination.
Oh yeah, where'd that come
Um,
from?
now that after the lottery results, the fans are rioting in the streets. They have
Hmm.
to put up with that.
They have no
That's the
patience. Don't
they
worry.
have
Somebody will take over, and much like the Ed Wade in Philadelphia, man, he was the one that drafted all the Phillies.
you and Ed Wade to
Ed
two
Wade.
names I'd put together
That's
at all
right. It's
times.
okay. You gotta have a scapegoat, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully down the line people realize what I built for them, and I'll get on their wall of fame or something and call it a day.
Can only imagine.
Yeah, that's right.
But that's it. That's the lottery. Congratulations to everyone, especially the Pelicans, the Warriors for sticking the Lakers, and even the Dinos
I love these logos. I think you should honestly change all the names in the league
to
to
these
match
the
these here.
Chicago
What
Bison.
does R even stand for? Rivers? What
I
was
think you're the
R?
Racers,
The Racers.
Indiana
All right.
Racers.
On the Pacers and the Racers.
I like the
Maybe that's a
Twisters. I
private
actually do like the
organization. It's
Twisters.
just like somebody can't spell correctly, or I
I mean,
have
you
like
can do a brand. You can
maybe
get a
like
brand
Scooby Doo name my thing
rebranding.
here.
I think you need
That'd
a
be fun. Maybe
rebranding
I'll have to think about
of the
that.
Pacers.
Well, maybe I'll just go Racers, man.
Yeah, you already
Indianapolis.
have
Right?
the custom logo already ready to go. Yeah,
That's
the
right.
LA Waves.
That's pretty funny. I love that
Yeah,
stuff.
so congrats to everyone. Sorry, TJ, this is the worst lottery results you've had.
That's okay. Like I'm a benevolent guy here, right? So
Yeah,
want everyone to succeed. I want some competition. I can't get them first every year, right?
that's right. But if you're not first, you know what they say.
What do they say? I don't know. Could you remind me?
Yeah, you're last. So, um,
Full of quotes today.
thank you everyone for joining. Sorry for anyone who didn't move. It was mostly chalk, but the end was a
I don't
wild
think it was
ride, I will
mostly
say
chalk.
that much. Well, it was for a while there. I don't know why this pick didn't move up. I need to look at the coding for this game to see how I can make that pick move
They don't like the
move more.
twisters, I guess. I
Yeah,
mean that maybe that's why they
I
just
don't blame
misspell
them.
these names.
I don't blame them. But thank you again, everyone, for joining and following in. Congrats to all the winners. Thank you, TJ, as always. I look forward to AITJ in the
Uh,
upcoming lottery.
John's second
Getting
account
into that.
reporting for duty.
Yep. Yeah. AITJ though is really gonna bring it all together.
We're talking Allen Iverson here, right?
Exactly.
All
Yep.
right,
I'm like
perfect.
a blend of Allen Iverson and you, as if Allen Iverson went to Villanova.
Hey, it's only practice.
Yep. Maybe we'll get Brian Westbrook here too.
Ooh, there you
Hold
go.
them together.
Build the conglomerate.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you everyone again. Congrats. Thanks, TJ. And good luck in the rest of the playoffs. Again, I think it's gonna be Nets Grizz. I think the Nets are gonna take it. TJ thinks it's gonna be Hawks and I don't know, who's the other team?
Wow, Spurs, man.
Yeah, Spurs. There
We
you go.
really finger the pulse here. Love it.
Yep.
Well,
Thank you all
thanks
again.
everyone. Good luck
Yep.
and congrats
Good
to
luck
all the
the rest of
winners
the way.
here.
Yep.
Glad I could be of service and throw my number one
You
pick
did
away.
your biannual. You're fulfilling your duty. So I
That's right.
appreciate it. Your civic
Soldiering
duty,
on.
as they say.
That's right. These
All
colors
right.
don't run.
Yep. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.
Later.